So guys, I thought it's been quite a while since I've done a little update on what's going on at my homestead here. I just wanted to show you an update. This is one of my smaller gardens over here, and squash is doing pretty well. And we got yams. They're doing okay. They've only been in the ground for a couple weeks. And the potatoes. We dug up several rows of the potatoes and got quite a bit of the red and the Yukon Gold potatoes. We still have one row to dig up right there. Okay, over here, I don't think I've ever shown you my chickens that we take care of with our neighbors. We share the responsibility of the chickens. They're still too young yet to produce any kind of eggs yet, but I think September, October they should start producing some eggs. There are my chickens. And if you haven't seen, this is the cage that my wife Barbara built, and we helped her build it there. It's a nice walk-in size cage. My neighbor next door built a chicken coop in the back there with 3 laying nesting boxes on each side. It's really nice. I come out in the morning and let them out, and the neighbor closes them up at night. Would be nice if you have one of those automatic ones, but they're very expensive. Maybe one day. Okay, let me take you over, show you what's going on with the other gardens. We have been having to water because it's been so dry, but they are calling for some rain this afternoon, so cross your fingers. All right, here in the pond, I do have quite a few fish that have been born in there, and of course Mr. Frog sitting on. He's so loud at night. But yeah, that's doing very well. Over here, we've cleaned off the pergola. Still need to do the patio area though. Marigolds are growing wild. There. The wicking buckets in the troughs, they're doing very well. This is a Swiss chard, tomatoes growing in there, and there were some leeks down in there too. Their leeks are growing in there also. Tomatoes, onions, pretty much dried up, but they're still growing on the bulbs. There's our asparagus. We let those go to flower and to seed. So maybe next year we'll be able to harvest some of those. All right, over here, one of the smaller gardens, again, we have some really tall sunflowers. Tomatoes plants all around the edge. Inside, pepper plants, eggplants. Large tomato plants. Over here we planted some more black-eyed peas growing along the edge. Trying to use as much space as we can. Inside here around this old stump we have okra in the front, and in the back we have cucumbers growing up on the trellis. Okay, over here more green beans growing at the bottom here. In the center we have green beans growing around. More eggplants. Different type of eggplants right here. It's white eggplants. They're growing along the edge as well. Then we have the 3-step planter, and it has peppers at the top and radishes growing in both of them. We just planted those radishes. They're just starting to come up. In the big raised bed in the front here, they have gone crazy Everything's doing so well in the raised bed. And I'll take you in there and show you that. Alright, as you enter the raised bed, we have the grape tomato plants. They are huge. They're growing up past the top of the raised bed area. We use these on cattle fencing and just run them through as they grow up, and it does very well. You don't have to stake or anything, just run them through. Pepper plants. Peppers are doing well. We have different type of peppers. We got paprika growing in there. We have a pimentos growing back there. More radishes I planted here. I ate most of them. I can't say anybody else did, but we planted some more there. Carrots are doing well here in the front. Up at the top here we have a vine that is the loofah plant. Very beautiful flowers, but I haven't seen any loofah sponges from them yet. It's supposed to be a plant that you let it dry out and then you can bleach it and you can use the loofah as a loofah sponge to wash. Be an interesting thing to see, but we haven't seen any growing on it yet. This was a random seed here from a squash plant that kind of took over that area. Tomato plant planted in the corner. Cucumber plants, different types of cucumbers. Back here in the back we have the straight eights all the way along the back. Swiss chard growing here at the bottom. Brussels sprouts, cucumbers all along the back. Everything's doing very well. We've gotten about 350 to 400 cucumbers off of it already for this season. Down here at the bottom, beets growing in here. They were just planted not too long ago and they are starting to form in there, looking pretty good. The back here again, more of the tomato in the corner growing all the way up, and cucumber plants. Around this side we have tomato plants all along the back. These are cherry tomatoes, and they are huge as well, and all the way over the top of the plant, the planter. Eggplants, lots of eggplants coming. We've made several times. We've had to freeze some of it, but we've made eggplant parmesan. Stevia plant has done very well. The only thing I think in here is not doing well is back in the back. It's getting covered up was artichoke, and it's not doing as well as it should be because of the eggplant covering it up. All right, let's take you over here. Over here we have the grapevines. This is red seedless, and as you can see, they're coming along. They're starting to turn all in there. This is green seedless. They're coming along as well, all in there. And over here on this side are Concord, grape Concord, and they have not turned yet, but they do have loads of them in there, all in there. And we usually make grape jelly out of the Concord grapes. Okay, to the big garden. The big garden we have up on 8-foot cattle fencing, green beans. Green beans along with more eggplants planted here in the front. We have tomato plants, a whole row of pepper plants, mostly green peppers. We do have some banana peppers in there, and I believe cayenne pepper. Here we have a whole row of tomatoes. They're just starting to come in right now. There's another row of tomatoes. I'm believing there's like 30 per row. Could be mistaken, 25 to 30 per row there, all the way down. Cucumbers. These did very well here last year on this trellis area, but this year not so much. The squash plants, more of the green beans went along here, and zucchini plants down at the bottom here are doing very well. Tomato plants, full of tomatoes on there. Okras, we've been pulling okra off constantly. I am starting to get this white mold all over the leaves, so I am going to have to put some fungus killer on the leaves here. But so far, it's been good. You can see the white mold starting to grow on the... I do have a product that we use for that kills it pretty good, and I'll show you that later. Over there is more of the green beans on the trellis. You can see how high they are up there. And we do have black-eyed peas planted on the other side there. Alright guys, that's all I have for now. If you like, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.